talking about some, let's see, what did I say? It was something good here. Well, vibrant is definitely a word. Well, this, it's a scary place, I think, the teachings of the middle way, because you don't know. I think it's the improv part of structured improv, of the structure, of the formality of, well, I've been using the word Zen a lot, and I apologize. I meant to say this when I was introducing myself, that I know you're not all from a Zen background, and I just want to say that I should say just Buddhism in general, but my background is Zen, so that's why I keep saying Zen. Anyway, and I guess it is appropriate in this moment because Zen is very formal. As some of you who've been to Zen Center may have noticed, there's a huge amount of structure. And that's just another thing to get attached to. This is the right way of entering the Zendo. This is the right way of gashoing. Oh, God. It's not like this. It's like this. This means, yes, ready for action. Anyway, so that's the formal part, and that aspect of training is important because it does feel different to do this as opposed to this, but not if I'm doing it with some kind of attitude. So anyway, this middle way of not knowing is an opportunity to cultivate fearlessness. Because you don't know what's the right thing. It's not really so much that, well, I'm not going to choose the right thing, because I know the right thing is the wrong way to go. Yeah, that's another trying to control. It's really that, honest to goodness, you really don't know what's going on. You're not feeling in control, you're not feeling powerful, you're feeling lost, but you are there. Someone described to me yesterday a residence meeting at Zen Center where they broke up into two one-on-one, and were encouraged to just speak from the heart, and he said the person across from him was so intensely aware of the focus on him and was really trying to keep the eye contact that he started developing this nervous tick in his eye. And the person who was with him was incredibly moved by that, but not just moved, because that's also one-sided. Oh, you're all here to move me. No, it didn't stop there with his being moved. He continued by using that to galvanize him to be even more honest, even more open and vulnerable. So anyway, this is what we're talking about with the middle way, and then it starts to open up into the teachings of emptiness, of, what is the self, and the emptiness of the self. I'm aware it's like 4:13. I just want to give you a little taste of Stephen Batchelor's writings. So, and coming back to desire in particular, the story about Bodhidharma. Do you know the story of Bodhidharma meeting Emperor Wu, where Bodhidharma has just arrived in China from India? He's like the founder of Zen. And he meets the emperor, and the emperor is like and this is the flip side of the whole Dhamma. The emperor has built all these temples to support Buddhism, great virtuous works. He's given a lot of money, and he's really behind the Buddhist thing, put his money where his mouth is. But then he says to Bodhidharma, so basically kind of, what do I get for this? Am I going to get some merit out of this? And Bodhidharma, what do you think he says? Sorry! Wrong school. Wrong religion. But anyway, so the way the story goes is, it's just kind of a big letdown, and then Emperor Wu asked the great master Bodhidharma, what is the highest meaning of the holy truths? Bodhidharma said, here it's translated, unholy emptiness. Unholy emptiness. I've heard it more often, vast emptiness, nothing holy. And the emperor said, who is facing me? Bodhidharma replied, I don't know. I don't know why that's hitting me right now. Anyway, and then Stephen Batchelor goes on to say, the Buddha's holy truths of understanding anguish, letting go of craving, realizing cessation, and cultivating a path, the Four Noble Truths, are not things in which to believe, so much as injunctions on which to act. As soon as they are elevated, the Noble Truths, the Four Noble Truths, as soon as they're elevated to the status of icons, another thing to cling to, they can be as much an obstacle as anything else. Buddhadharma subverts the emperor's religious piety, leaving him with nowhere to stand and nothing to grasp. His provocative reply is a challenge to let go of consoling beliefs and dwell in the unknowing perplexity of emptiness. Meaning, in any given moment, what will you do when desire arises, when craving arises, when anger arises? What will you do when someone in the moment? What will you do now? You don't know. Like, you know, you've studied Buddhism, you're sitting Zen, you're sitting Zazen, you're sitting meditation. Great, you know, but the point is, what will you do when you get off the cushion? And it's actually no problem. Whatever you do is no problem. Because if you make a mistake, then what do you do? As I've said, you know, in my own experience, it's when I made a mistake, and then I go, you know what? I made a mistake. Not only do I feel the great relief, but I feel it around me, people around me. I feel the trustworthiness deepen and the connection deepen. So it just gets to, is it separating or connecting? Am I trying to look good? Am I trying to know something? You know, am I trying to be better than you? Am I putting myself above you, below you? Or am I just looking for a meaning? A meeting, by the way, I said, you know, and then I'm out of time here because I want to hear, I feel like this has been a jumble, but there is something that I do want to say, because someone at Zen Center asked me, he said, oh, you're talking about desire, are you going to talk about sex? And I kind of didn't know what to say, because I was like, I wonder if I say yes, he might be in a place where he just doesn't want to talk about that. So I ended up saying no, and he was like, oh, well then I'm not coming. I was actually kind of glad to hear it, because I happen to be in a place where, you know, I don't want to push things away, where if he's working with sex, which he probably is, he's a young kind of sexy guy, then, you know, come on, let's talk about it, let's deepen it a little bit.